The 3 a.m. Tales.
Hello, Sir Bob. Good day. Before anything else, I just want to greet my sibling. Her name is Lizzie. Her birthday is on September 5th. She's a huge fan of your channel and never misses a story. I hope you can give her a shout out. By the way, you can call me Joseph. What I'm about to share happened about 2 years ago, back when drug operations were still common in our area. This isn't just a horror story. It's something I witnessed with my own eyes, and up to now, I still can't forget it. We used to live in a cemetery, and when I say cemetery, I mean literally inside it. Our house stood among tombs and mausoleums. Our neighbors weren't just the living, the dead surrounded us too. In fact, they outnumbered us. Most of us who lived there worked as caretakers. Grave theft was very common. People would steal anything valuable buried with the dead. Some would even dismantle metal gates just to sell them. So in exchange for watching over the graves, we were allowed to stay there. It might sound scary, but honestly, I got used to it. In all the years I lived there, I never experienced anything supernatural. My family had their own stories. Even my coworkers claimed they felt things, saw things. But me? Nothing. Until that night. It was late, around midnight. I went out to find a signal because reception inside our place was terrible. There was this spot I usually went to, a 5th level niche, like stacked apartments for the dead. That was where the signal was strongest. So I climbed up there, sat down, lit a cigarette, and started scrolling through Facebook. Everything felt normal, quiet, too quiet. Then suddenly, I heard shouting. At first, I didn't think much of it. Arguments weren't unusual in our place. But something about the panic in the voice made me curious. So I slowly stood up and looked down. That's when I saw him, a man, running for his life. Behind him were 4 men, armed. They were chasing him. My heart started pounding. I didn't know if they were police. They weren't wearing uniforms, but they were organized, and they were fast. The man stumbled, and they caught up to him. Right there in the middle of the cemetery. He raised his hands, he knelt down, and then he started begging. I froze. I could hear everything. He kept saying he had a family, that he didn't want to die, that he didn't do anything. I didn't know what to do. I was the only one out there. Everyone else had already hidden. I quickly crouched down, turned off my phone, and crushed my cigarette. My whole body was shaking, because one thought kept repeating in my head. If they see me, I'm next. Then, the gunshots, one after another, loud, echoing through the tombs. I flinched at every single shot, but what made it worse was that they didn't stop. Even while the man was crying, even while he was begging, they kept shooting, until his voice disappeared. Silence followed, heavy, suffocating silence. I didn't move. I couldn't move. It felt like hours, but it was probably just minutes. After about 30 minutes, I slowly gathered the courage to look again, and that's when I saw him, lying on the ground, still, eyes wide open. But what made my blood run cold was the direction he was looking, straight at me. It felt like we locked eyes. I don't know how to explain it. I know he was already dead, but in that moment, it didn't feel like it. I quickly ducked back down, my chest tightening. I wasn't even part of it, but the fear, the guilt, it all hit me at once. Because deep inside, I kept asking myself, could I have done something? But the answer was always the same. No. There were 4 of them, armed. I was just a witness. When I was sure they were gone, people slowly came out of hiding. It was like nothing happened at first, just whispers, nervous glances. When the police arrived, they asked if anyone saw anything. No one spoke, not even me. I was too afraid that if I said something, I might be next. But what happened after that, that's when things truly became terrifying. Because the man didn't leave. Days passed, then weeks, and slowly, people started noticing things, especially near that spot. The same place where it happened, the same place where I used to go for signal. At first, I ignored it, but one night, I went back. I told myself it was nothing, just my imagination. I climbed up again, sat in the same spot, and then I heard it. A voice, weak, desperate, begging. The same words I heard that night, over and over again. I froze, and then I smelled it. Gunpowder, strong, fresh, as if the shooting had just happened again. I ran. I didn't even look back. After that, I never returned to that place again. And I wasn't the only one. Others started experiencing it too. They would hear him, see him, feel his presence, and eventually we learned the truth. The man was never the target. It was a case of mistaken identity, an innocent life taken for nothing. And maybe that's why he can't rest. Good evening, Sir Bob. I'd like to share my story. This happened years ago, back when I was still single, and honestly, a bit of a playboy. You can call me Carl. I'm 34 now, and I've been a big fan of your channel. When I was 23, I spent most of my nights in bars. Loud music, dim lights, strangers everywhere. It became my escape. I was trying to forget someone, my childhood friend, my first love. We were together for 8 years. 8 years, just gone. When she left me, it felt like everything collapsed. I couldn't sleep, I couldn't eat properly, and no matter what I did, she was always on my mind. So instead of healing, I distracted myself. I became a womanizer. I met different women almost every week, sometimes even more than one at a time. I didn't care about feelings anymore, mine or theirs. Most of my relationships started in bars and ended just as quickly. Once I got what I wanted, I disappeared. No explanations, no goodbyes. Looking back now, I think I wanted others to feel the same pain I went through. Then one night, everything changed. That was the night I met Marie. It was just like any other night at first. The bar was crowded, music was loud, people laughing, drinking, living in the moment. And then I saw her. She was sitting alone at the corner. No flashy clothes, no heavy makeup, just simple, calm, quiet. She didn't look like she belonged there, and yet I couldn't take my eyes off her. I approached her, expecting the usual kind of conversation, but it was different. She spoke softly. She listened. She didn't try to impress me, and somehow, that made her stand out even more. There was something about her that felt familiar, and then it hit me. She reminded me of my ex. Not exactly the same, but enough to make me feel something I hadn't felt in a long time. We talked for hours that night, and for the first time in years, I didn't feel empty. After that, we started seeing each other almost every night. Same place, same time. She told me she went to bars for writing research. She said she was observing people, studying behavior. It sounded strange, but I didn't question it. I was too focused on how she made me feel. Days turned into weeks, and slowly, I started thinking differently. For the first time in a long time, I thought about settling down again. Then one night, she invited me to her place. I didn't hesitate. I said yes immediately. In my mind, this was it. This was where things would finally change for me. We got into a taxi and everything felt normal, until the driver asked for the destination. Marie answered calmly. The cemetery. The driver went quiet. For a few seconds, no one spoke. Then he looked at me through the mirror, like he wanted to confirm if he heard it right. I forced a small laugh, thinking maybe she was joking, but she wasn't. The rest of the ride felt different, heavy, uncomfortable. When we arrived, the driver didn't even wait. He dropped us off and sped away immediately. That's when I started to feel it. Something wasn't right. I thought maybe this was a setup. Maybe I was being lured into something dangerous. But then I looked at Marie, and she just smiled at me, calm, reassuring. And just like that, I ignored the warning in my head. We walked deeper into the cemetery. The further we went, the darker it became. The air felt colder, the silence heavier. Even the sound of our footsteps felt out of place. I wanted to ask her where exactly we were going, but something held me back. Then suddenly, She stopped. She turned to me, pulled me closer, and kissed me. It caught me off guard, but I didn't resist. I thought, maybe this was just her thing, something unusual, but harmless. So I gave in. But as the night went on, something felt wrong. Very wrong. My body felt heavier with every moment. My breathing became harder. It didn't feel like I was just with someone. It felt like I was working, struggling, like I was digging, pushing through something thick, something buried beneath the ground. I could almost feel soil on my hands, nails scraping against something hard, something that shouldn't be touched. And then, everything went black. When I woke up, I wasn't in a room. I wasn't in a house. I was lying in cold, wet mud, inside a deep pit. For a moment, I couldn't move. My body felt weak, heavy, like all my strength had been drained. Then I noticed my hands. They were covered in dirt, thick, dark soil, under my nails, on my arms. And right beside me was a shovel. That's when panic hit me. I slowly turned my head, and that's when I saw it. A skeletal hand sticking out of the ground. I froze. My chest tightened. My mind went blank. I didn't know how I got there. I didn't know what I had done. I looked around, hoping to see Marie, but she was gone. No footprints, no sign she was ever there. Just me, the pit, the shovel, and that hand. To this day, I still don't know what really happened that night. Maybe she drugged me. Maybe it was some kind of twisted prank. Or maybe I really did something far worse, without even realizing it. After that night, I changed. I stopped going to bars. I stopped playing with women's feelings. Because sometimes, when you play with darkness, it plays back. According to my father, when he was still a child, there was a story in their town that everyone knew. It wasn't just a simple story. It was the kind told to children, to keep them from wandering too far, to make them behave. But over time, people started to believe it wasn't just a story anymore. It was about an old woman, a woman who supposedly lived inside the cemetery. No one knew her real name. No one knew where she came from. All they knew was that she was there. They said she only showed herself during certain times, especially during All Souls' Day. When the cemetery was full of people, candles lit everywhere, families visiting their loved ones. That was when she moved. According to the elders, she would roam through the graves silently, collecting candles one by one. Not just unused candles, but even those already lit. People would turn away for a second, and when they looked back, their candles were gone. But that wasn't the most disturbing part. Whenever gravediggers opened niches to place new bodies, that was when she would strike. They said she would steal skulls, human skulls, and no one ever saw her do it. It would happen so fast, so quietly, that by the time anyone noticed something was missing, she was already gone. Some even claimed that if you tried to chase her, you would never catch up, because no matter how fast you ran, she would suddenly appear behind you, or worse, right back where you started. As if distance meant nothing to her, as if she could move in ways no human should. Because of this, people avoided going too deep into the cemetery, especially at night. And children? They were strictly forbidden from entering at all. But as with most warnings, there were always those who didn't listen. One afternoon, a group of children went inside the cemetery. It was a common thing back then. After All Souls' Day, leftover candle wax would be scattered everywhere. They would collect it, melt it down, and sell it for a bit of money. To them, it was just a simple way to earn. They didn't think about the stories. They didn't think about the old woman. At least, not at first. The sun was still out. The cemetery looked normal, quiet, but harmless. The children spread out, each one focused on gathering wax, scraping it carefully, placing it into plastic bags, laughing, talking, enjoying themselves, until suddenly, One of them screamed. It was loud, sharp, full of fear. The other children immediately turned toward the sound, but when they looked, there was no one there. The child who screamed was gone. In his place was only his plastic bag and the metal tool he used for scraping wax. For a few seconds, no one moved. No one spoke. It was like their minds refused to understand what just happened. Then panic set in. They started calling his name, running around, searching, shouting, but there was no answer. Terrified, they ran out of the cemetery and told the adults. At first, some didn't believe them. They thought maybe the child was just hiding, playing a prank. But when they saw the fear on the children's faces, they knew something was wrong. A search began immediately. People spread out across the cemetery, calling his name, checking every corner. Minutes felt like hours, and just when hope started to fade, they found him. He was at the far end of the cemetery, sitting on the ground, not moving, not speaking. When they got closer, they noticed something strange. His hair was gone, completely shaved, but not cleanly. His scalp looked uneven, rough, as if it had been scraped off, not cut. The child didn't react when they touched him, didn't cry, didn't speak. He just stared, blankly, into nothing. They brought him home, but for days, he didn't say a word. He barely ate, barely slept. It was like something inside him had shut down. It took almost a week before he finally spoke, and when he did, he only said one thing. The old woman did it. That was enough. The story was no longer just a story. It became real. The townspeople decided to act. They organized a search. This time, not just for a missing child, but for the old woman herself. For days, they searched the cemetery, morning, afternoon, even at night, until one evening, they found her. She was sitting behind a cluster of old graves, hunched over, eating something. When they got closer, they saw it clearly. She was eating a raw rat. Blood covered her hands, her mouth, her clothes. But what disturbed them the most was her expression. She looked calm, almost peaceful, as if what she was doing was completely normal. The people quickly surrounded her. She didn't run, didn't resist. They captured her and brought her to the authorities. She was jailed, but during questioning, she never spoke. Not a single word, no name, no explanation, nothing. But inside the jail, something strange began to happen. The other inmates started complaining. They said the old woman would visit them, in their sleep, not just appearing, but strangling them. Night after night, they woke up gasping for air, terrified. Some refused to sleep. Others begged to be transferred. The guards dismissed it at first, but when more and more inmates reported the same thing, they began to worry. Eventually, the authorities decided to transfer her to another facility. They thought maybe moving her would stop everything. But during the transfer, something went wrong. She broke free. No one could explain how. One moment she was restrained. The next, she was running. The officers chased her, shouting, trying to stop her. But before they could catch up, a jeep came speeding down the road and hit her hard. She died on the spot, just like that. Her body was taken to the morgue, but even there, people felt uneasy. The embalmers said there was something wrong. They couldn't explain it. Just being near her body made them uncomfortable, as if they were being watched. Days passed. No one came to claim her. No family, no relatives. No one even knew her name. Eventually, the mayor decided to have her buried. A simple burial. No ceremony, no visitors. Just a small cross placed on her grave, with one word written on it: grandmother. For a while, everything seemed quiet again. normal. But it didn't last. People began noticing something strange. The cross on her grave would be found upside down. At first, they thought it was just vandals, kids trying to scare others. So they fixed it, put it back properly. But the next day, it was upside down again. This happened over and over, until eventually, they removed the cross completely. Later on, some residents tried to give her a proper marker, a small tombstone. It read, "Rest in peace, Grandma." But not long after, it was found broken. The cross that came with it was missing. After that, no one tried to mark her grave again. They left it as it was, unmarked, forgotten. Or at least, that's what they hoped. Because even without a marker, the stories didn't stop. People started reporting sightings. An old woman, walking slowly inside the cemetery. Sometimes during the day, more often at night. If you looked at her from a distance, she seemed normal. Just another old woman wandering around. But if you tried to approach her, she would disappear. Just like that. Gone. As if she was never there. And then there were the children. Those who dared to enter the cemetery would suddenly fall ill. High fever, nightmares, unexplained fear. Because of this, parents strictly forbade their children from going near the place. No exceptions. To this day, the cemetery remains the same. Quiet, still, but never truly at peace. And according to those who still live there, the old woman never really left.
Hello, Sir Bob. This story came from a security guard. We'll call him Manny. Manny had been working night shifts for years. He was used to silence, used to darkness, used to walking alone in places most people avoided. Because of his job, he often went home very late, sometimes past midnight, sometimes even closer to dawn. And to get home faster, he had a shortcut, a path that went straight through a cemetery. Now, for most people, that would already be terrifying, but not for Manny. He wasn't afraid of ghosts. In fact, he didn't really believe they could harm anyone. According to him, if spirits did exist, they only showed themselves. They didn't interfere. They didn't attack. They just appeared. That belief gave him confidence. So night after night, he walked through that cemetery without hesitation. No flashlight, no fear, just a quiet walk among the graves. And for a long time, nothing ever happened. Until one night, everything changed. It was a typical evening for Manny. He had just finished his shift, tired but relieved. Before heading home, he stopped by a small store and had a few beers. Not enough to make him drunk, just enough to relax. By the time he left, the streets were nearly empty. The air was cool, the night unusually still. As always, he chose the shortcut, the cemetery. He walked in casually, hands in his pockets, humming to himself. The familiar path felt the same. Rows of niches, old tombstones, the faint smell of earth and concrete. Everything normal. Halfway through, he suddenly felt the urge to urinate. At first, he tried to ignore it, but the pressure kept building. So he looked around. No one was there. Just silence. Just darkness. Out of habit, or maybe respect, he quietly said, "Excuse me." Then he stepped closer to a row of niches and relieved himself. The sound echoed slightly in the stillness. When he finished, he adjusted himself and turned around. And that's when he saw it. Right in front of him, something was floating. At first, his mind couldn't process it. It didn't make sense. So he blinked, looked again, and then he realized they weren't just objects, they were coffins. 5 of them, floating in midair, completely still. Manny froze. His body refused to move. His mind tried to find a logical explanation. Maybe it was the alcohol. Maybe his eyes were playing tricks on him. So he rubbed them hard, blinked several times, even shook his head. But when he looked again, they were still there. The coffins didn't fall.
They didn't move like normal objects. They just hovered, as if something unseen was holding them in place. That's when fear finally hit him. Real fear, the kind that tightens your chest and makes your body feel heavy. Without thinking, he ran. His footsteps echoed loudly against the ground as he sprinted through the narrow paths. He didn't look back at first. He didn't want to. But something in him forced him to check. So he glanced over his shoulder, and his heart nearly stopped. The coffins were moving, following him. Not falling, not rolling, but gliding through the air, chasing him. Manny ran faster. His breathing became heavy. His legs felt weak, but he didn't stop. He couldn't. In desperation, he climbed onto one of the niches. Using his hands and feet, he pulled himself upward, trying to gain distance. He jumped from one level to another, higher and higher. But when he looked down, the coffins rose, matching his height, keeping up with him, no matter where he went. That's when panic took over completely. He started shouting, "Who are you? What is this?" But there was no answer, only silence, and the sound of his own heartbeat pounding in his ears. Then, something even worse happened. One by one, the coffins began to open, slowly, creaking, as if they hadn't been opened in years. Manny froze mid-step. He couldn't look away. Inside each coffin, something moved. Figures, bodies, slowly sitting up. But when he saw their faces, or what should have been their faces, he screamed. Because there was nothing there. No eyes, no nose, no mouth, just blank skin. Smooth, empty, as if their faces had been erased. The bodies turned toward him, all at once, and even without faces, he knew they were looking at him. That was when Manny completely broke down. He started begging, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect." Over and over again, apologizing, crying, pleading for his life. In his mind, there was only one explanation. He had offended them. When he relieved himself inside the cemetery, he had disrespected something he didn't understand. Driven by fear, he jumped down and ran again, faster than he ever had in his life. Branches scratched his arms, his feet slipped on uneven ground, but he didn't stop. Behind him, he could still feel them, still chasing, still watching. He ran until his chest burned, until his legs felt like giving out, until finally, he saw the exit. With one last burst of strength, he sprinted out of the cemetery. And the moment he crossed the gate, everything stopped. The silence returned. The weight disappeared. The presence was gone. Manny collapsed on the roadside, gasping for air, shaking uncontrollably, barely able to move. A few minutes later, a patrol vehicle passed by. The officers saw him and immediately stopped. They asked what happened, but Manny couldn't answer properly. All he could say was, "Something was chasing me." They helped him get home that night, made sure he was safe. But even after that, Manny never fully recovered from what he experienced. From that day on, he never used the cemetery as a shortcut again, no matter how late it was, no matter how long the other route took. Because for the first time in his life, he realized something. Some things don't just show themselves. Some things can chase you.
Every story hides a shadow. Dive into the unknown with The 3 AM Tales, where true horror, twisted fates, and chilling mysteries are brought to life. Each episode whispers what you were never meant to hear. New stories every week. Turn off the lights, put on your headphones, and listen, if you dare.